Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 1st. Oh, it's a new month, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Only the beginning. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Apex predator. One day closer to a all-time high. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Unconfiscatable. Hello, my elite friends. Do you have some conviction? Are you back? Do you have a hangover from yesterday? Or are you still into this like you were? Are you in a panic prison now because the price dropped? No, you're not. If you watch this show, you're a 20%er. You don't get into panic prisons here. Hey, type in BitcoinMeister or do a super chat if you have questions, all my elite friends out there. Well, of course, there's turbulence still in the Bitcoin market. Can you imagine back in March saying you'd be disappointed Bitcoin was in the 18,000s? No, you can't imagine that, can you now? We're living through a golden age here, my elite friends. So I'm going to start with Alistair Milne tweet, and this is very informative. I linked to mostly everything is linked to below right now. I got to go back. If you're watching this live, I'll add after the show some of it, some more. For you people, play this 2x if you're watching this taped. And watch yesterday's show at disruptmeister.com. It was on fire. Now, so far, only 2% of addresses have been tempted by higher prices into moving coins that hadn't moved in more than 12 months. Okay? The run up to the peak price in 2017 saw a 19% drop in 1 year holding. We have a long way to go. So here we go. We got close to 20,000. Today we got an all-time high too. I think it was early in the morning. I have the number written down, but it didn't get to 20,000. But still, of all the addresses holding for over a year that hadn't moved that had strong hands for over a year, only 2% have been tempted so far, okay, to move their coins, whatever that means. That doesn't necessarily mean sell. And during the run-up to the previous all-time, 19% moved their 1 year of people who had held for a year moved their coins. Okay, moved whatever that may be. So we still the strong hands. It's going to take a lot more to tempt them into moving, and until we get to 19%. We won't be to where we were the last time around. Pound that like button. Here is some insider information for you from Naval, a very smart dude in Silicon Valley who comments on Bitcoin sometimes. Not putting the guy on a pedestal, but he is a really smart guy. Someone asked him, brought up the KYC situation with Bitcoin. How the friends of the friends of the government want Bitcoin to obey certain KYC type of rules, at least the third parties involved with Bitcoin, exchanges and whatnot. And the next step, obviously, is just saying, well, KYC has to be built into Bitcoin. And I predicted it. I said I heard rumors of it, and here's a big rumor of it. So far, only, he says, there will be I say there's going to be a KYC fork. Okay, it's just a matter of time. This is me speaking. Before 2024 halving is my prediction. Here's what Naval had to say, though. Bitcoin will fork into censored BTC and uncensored BTC. Everyone will only want to hold and transact uncensored BTC. So hash power will follow. I agree. I totally agree. Although some of these corporate entities, they're just, they're buying Bitcoin as investors. So do they really care about they don't care about the giving up or becoming compliant with the United States laws. That doesn't offend them, okay? I'm offended by that. But lots of these corporate buyers, they're not going to be offended by that at all. So they'll be happy to get their corporate or their KYC crypto dividend. They might actually use it for a while. they'll explore the world of crypto dividends. That'll be a nice introduction for those dudes. But even they will give up on it. But as we see, Bcash and BSV have lasted this long and will continue to last. So it will quote unquote fail the KYC Bitcoin, and they will get a prominent spokesperson. But it will last. And hey, it's free. It's a free crypto dividend for us Bitcoin holders. I won't be worried by it at all. There's going to be plenty of people that freak out about it, because it's going to be a very unfriendly fork. I mean, even unfriendlier than Bcash. Okay, so we'll deal with it. But there's another voice out there starting to murmur about this potential KYC crypto dividend of Bitcoin coming in the next 4 years is my prediction. And you'll have to hear all sorts of hype from people who think they know what's best for Bitcoin, that it should be compliant to the United. But in the long run, the market will be the judge of it, and it will not be the real Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Now, on the same subject, there was some thread by Zach Vole out there, or maybe he was some woman out there. Actually, it ended up being 2 women out there. One, I guess, was sort of a newbie, and she was saying that the miners are really in charge, and that the miners are going to be very unhappy with the 21 million limit, so they could just easily change the limit. So she's one of the voices out there that is inadvertently, I don't know if she's doing this on purpose, promoting a 42 million coin Bitcoin, which of course is not Bitcoin. And these voices aren't going away either. Now, I don't know when they'll get their crypto dividend, but it keeps on coming up. Newbies, or people who are ignorant, and people who are impatient about Bitcoin, who think that they missed out. They want there to be more Bitcoin. They have no problem with inflation. It's still being put out there on social media. It isn't going away. That will be an unfriendly fork of the future also. But when you are a true Bitcoin holder, when you control your private key, you take it in stride. You're like, give me that KYC fake Bitcoin. Give me that 42 million fake Bitcoin, and I'll just turn it into the real Bitcoin, and all those sucker MCs will, for some reason, give me their Bitcoin for this crypto dividend. You never buy what you get for free. We're going to get it for free. Some people will buy it. This is down the road. I'm putting this, I put this out there a few times now. Save this video, watch it in 2024, and you will see. You will see. We had the scaling debate. We're going to have the scarcity debate. We're going to have the KYC debate. The next bull run, this is a great one from Vinny Lingham here. I like this tweet a lot. It's linked to below. It puts in perspective the corporate entities that are getting into this game. And this is where the big boys play, so they're welcome here. And they're going to be doing some things that they do in the traditional markets that might make you barf. But hey, the next bull run, which I assume he means this bull run, for Bitcoin will be driven by people in the know, front running the market, as more and more institutional and sovereign wealth capital is deployed. So what's he talking about there? Well, guys like Michael Saylor and their big companies, MicroStrategy, there are going to be more and more MicroStrategies and institutions coming into the space, buying lots of Bitcoin, and they're going to let it leak to some of their friends. Hey guys, we're buying some Bitcoin. We're in the process of buying Bitcoin, and bam, their insiders are going to front run that freaking thing and start buying it up. All right, doing all sorts of things with that insider knowledge. So because these big players are coming in, they're going to be creating opportunities for traders to have insider information, okay, based on the knowledge of when exactly they're going to buy, how they're exactly going to buy, how much they're going to buy. For us long-term holders, it doesn't matter, because in the long term, it's more Bitcoin off the market. But he makes a good point. And these are the same type of people who front run, who want insider information from their corporate buddies buying Bitcoin. They're the same ones that'll be fine with a KYC Bitcoin too. So we'll have to deal with that. But hey, BlockFi has a credit card. I am not a fan of BlockFi, as you know. I don't like people giving up their Bitcoin to third parties to get interest on it when you can just get interest from claiming your crypto dividends. But BlockFi has come up with a credit card, okay? And they actually, their ad that's out, and I linked to it below, it's pretty funny. It's funny. And it's here. Log into your BlockFi account to join the wait list for the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card and earn 1.5% back in Bitcoin on every purchase. Well, I think it's interesting. If you're a spender of fiat and you use credit cards, you can get this credit card and get Bitcoin back. Now we've had I got to hand it to the guys at Lolly. They originated this get Bitcoin back concept, or they were the really first major company, and they weren't that major back then to do the get Bitcoin back on purchases. So now we're going to have a real credit card. It's a real credit card. You're going to be, I use credit cards sometimes, and Discover I get cash back on. But there's a big but with this one. The card spends dollars but earns rewards in Bitcoin. That's cool. The rewards are 1.5% of the fiat purchases. That's cool. And the Bitcoin users receive the Bitcoin users receive is deposited in their BlockFi accounts. Okay, that's okay. The annual fee for the card is $200. Uh-oh. Annual fee. I don't like that one. I don't like there being an annual fee for the card. Now, of course, you could figure out a situation where it's I could do the math. I didn't do the math on that one. How much do you have to spend to you got to spend quite a lot to earn $200 cash back to begin with. So what is that? 200 is of 20,000. So wait, you got to spend $30,000 to get $200 cash back. So, okay, if you're spending less than $30,000 on your credit card a year, and I'm just doing the rough math, I might have messed it up there. Then it's not worth your while. You're losing. You should just buy the Bitcoin on your own. All right, we got it anyway. But if you're spending over 30,000, I guess it's something you should look into. There you go. But good for them. Compete, don't complain. MSBIE BitEth. I think that stands for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hey, so what is the best credit card to use if you want to put a Bitcoin on it? None. I don't know. Just they all have ridiculous. The ones that you when you do it through Coinbase and stuff, they if you use a credit card through Coinbase, you get charged all sorts of fees. Apparently, why? Dude, don't go into debt buying Bitcoin. I've said this before. Get your life together to a point where you actually have cash to spend on Bitcoin. Don't go into credit card debt. Okay, that's bad. I am not recommending any credit card to do it to buy Bitcoin with at all. I will say this. It's if you already have a home equity line of credit, it might be better to deal with that. But again, I'm not. If you're already sophisticated, you're a little bit more sophisticated if you have a home equity line of credit and you have a better understanding of debt. So I would, to someone who has a well-maintained home equity line of credit, I wouldn't be as offended if they bought Bitcoin with that. Especially if it's like they're only paying like 3% on it or something like that. But I'm not gonna make any recommendations on credit cards or anything like that. Kakra Ditome says Coinbase doesn't accept credit cards anymore, but the credit cards charge huge fees. I don't recommend it either. Never use a credit card. Yeah. There you go. You see, with the home equity line of credit, what you could do is that you transfer Bitcoin's $20,000. You transfer $20,000 out of your home equity line of credit into your checking account. Your checking account that's connected to Coinbase. So Coinbase isn't going to charge you any extra than it would to regular. Coinbase, for all that, they don't know where the money originally came from. They just know it's coming from your checking account that's always been connected to them. So again, if you were, I had a home equity line of credit at one time. And so I know that you could, with a certain major bank in the United States, you can easily transfer money from your home equity line of credit into your checking account. But again, that's for advanced people, people that are at least 27 years old. You got to be 10 years out of college to fully understand all that stuff that I just said. All right, so Monday show, I just put that into the chat. Yeah, I'm arbitrarily saying 10 years out of college, but I think you guys get my point there. Just don't, guys. It's really a good idea not to get into debt for any reason in life. All right, that's one of a big, unless you really are a sophisticated investor and really know how to handle debt, and you have lots of income coming in anyway from multiple sources. All right, this is not for average Joe and Jane to try. It's simple. Just buy Bitcoin with your cash. Let's keep it simple. All right, moving on. Pound that like button and seriously, retweet this, people. Leave comments to mess with the algorithm, because the algorithm messes with us. We mess with the algorithm. Oh, God. Now, and we don't do the clickbait here, man. We give you real, like some of these subject matters aren't even in the title today that we're going to get into. Like this China FUD here. Yep. China rolling out the old tricks, says Alistair Milne. Bull market confirmed. Several miners told Wu that Basham, Yunnan, where China's crypto mines are located, received a ban on November 30th, requiring the power station to stop supplying power to miners. Yunnan is the third largest mining place in China after Xihang and Xinjiang. Oh, did I just butcher all those words? So yes, there was a rumor that kind of was around the same time that Bitcoin went down a lot in price. This is the thing. With China FUD, there are always going to be people that sell the news, all right? So the news came out, rumor, news, whatever you want to say, that in one province of China that they were cutting, they weren't allowing the miners to use electricity anymore. Big deal if it's true or not, all right? Then other miners take their place. Okay, it's not that big. We have heard things like this so many times. Most of the time, it ends up being fake news. Maybe it was real, but hey, it's a bull market when you're hearing that China FUD again. And BitcoinMeister makes a great another sign of a bull market. I heard about Bitcoin, and I'm here to fix it. There are people like that are coming in that are just giving, like the woman that was saying that miners should increase the amount of Bitcoin, that they don't understand what they've gotten into and such. So he says, "Oh geez, this is going to happen." So, all right, I just heard about Bitcoin and I'm here to fix it. That's a common one. Libra rebrands to Diem, hoping to shake off associations. The project is hoping that a new name will help people forget the mass regulatory panic that drowned out Libra's initial announcement. Yes, they're hoping that everyone forgets all the SJW Congress people who virtue signaled to their 80% followers that they were harsh on Facebook's printing money and that they shouldn't be allowed that they're hurting poor people by making their own coins, even though it would help poor people. Because the AOC of the world, that they don't understand how cryptocurrency or finance works. But so yeah, Libra, in order to fit in, and they can do what they want to do. They're calling it Diem now, Diem. So I wish Diem good luck, and it's getting closer. January is the month. It's next month, dudes. Facebook is going to have their coin out there, and it will get people into Bitcoin, and I think it will help the price of Bitcoin. It's a shame that it got such a negative rap. I think I'm all about competing, not complaining. I think any company should be able to start their own coin to compete with the greatest of them all, Bitcoin, or any of these fiat currencies out there. And so let's talk about Coinbase and MicroStrategy. It has come out, and I will link to it below, that Coinbase facilitated the $425 million purchase of Bitcoin by MicroStrategy. Okay, so that was the spark that really that lit it started the fire, baby. They started the fire back in August and September of this bull market. Someone had to start it, and it was MicroStrategy. But Coinbase did a great job. All right. They bought it up over time secretly. It didn't like move the market violently or anything like that. MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor were able to get it at a quote unquote fair price back then. They did not move the market. Once it was announced, that people started getting excited, of course. So this is a great coin, and Coinbase had a press release about this. They're bragging about it as well. They should, we always wonder, how do these big entities do it? What's this OTC stuff? Well, they did it. It was Coinbase who did it. The much maligned and hated Coinbase did something that was really good for the space. Did something, and they are going to do this for other MicroStrategy equivalents, institutions, corporate entities. This is going to make them a lot of money. All right, I'm sure they were paid quite a handsome fee for this, for buying that. A certain percentage. 1% of 4.2 of 425 million is 4 million. That would be nice if they got paid. They probably got paid something like 1%, I assume, if not more. I don't know the exacts, but yeah, good for Coinbase. They've got a legitimate business model there on that side of things. Also, everyone thinks, oh, they just sell altcoins. No, that's a big thing they did. That's a big thing. That's a good job, and they're going to get more customers for it. Will they be able to pull it off as smoothly in the future without moving the market? They clearly got something going on over there. Hey, this week in Bitcoin, Tim Copeland was on, Mauricio was on, and Daniel Prince were on. It's all linked below. Mauricio talked about Venezuela. Apparently, linked to below, Venezuelan army is now mining Bitcoin. Now, how did the Venezuelan army get those miners? Was that from confiscating it from citizens? Yeah, probably some of it. Because we on our show before, we talked about how the army or the police had broken into people's houses and taken mining equipment. So who knows how they got it? But yeah, of course, desperate countries where U.S. sanctions are working, they're going to all do this. They're all going to find a way to mine Bitcoin, and let them do it. I don't give a darn. Let them do it. If the option is out there. The option is out there. As Mauricio said, the United States is fighting Venezuela with stable coins. Okay, watch This Week in Bitcoin. It's a unique way of stable coin warfare. It's better than on the ground warfare, isn't it? And it's causing some havoc over there. But they are, if that story is true, yes, they are mining Bitcoin. They had pictures of army dudes mining Bitcoin. This type of thing, though. Once we see the pictures in Iran of them doing this, because it'll happen in Iran eventually also, the Biden administration and others will use it as an excuse to try to vilify Bitcoin, no doubt about it. So get used to that side of the story also. And yeah, the highest monthly close ever was yesterday. It happened. We're in a freaking bull market. Congratulations. We had a new all-time high today. Ethereum 2.0 launched today. Smart contract. BitcoinMeister retweeted a guy, and there's a lot of hype behind it. And I don't usually venture into the world of hype, but there's a guy he clipped a video from a few months ago. A guy explaining that he believes, and I am not agreeing with this, but there's the hopes are so high that some people think that if you stake, what is it? It's 36 Ethereum you have to stake. That's the number. I forgot the number now. That eventually you're going to get like a 12% return a year, and that 12% will be equivalent to a $30,000 a year salary. So it's there are going to be some people able to, and this is just in theory, this is how big they want it to be. There's guys. There's all sorts of guys and all sorts of altcoins that come up with all sorts of theories. But Ethereum is the next Ethereum, and I'm just putting it out there that the hopes are that high that through staking Ethereum in the future, that you're going to be able to get a $30,000 a year salary in Ethereum interest. All right. So I'm not predicting that, but with that in mind, there are people that are saying that, and that helps boost the price of Ethereum. So Ethereum is the next Ethereum. It's whatever. It's around 3% of a Bitcoin now. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it'll get up to a 6% one of these days, but it's not worth gambling on it in my land, because for me, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. But it's this is Ethereum is number 2. Ethereum is the next Ethereum, and that's their business. They can do what they want to do. It's a different what they're talking about. Okay, they're not Bitcoin. They're not Gold 2.0 or anything like that. Their talking point has not been totally picked up and understood yet by corporate entities that might get into it. And something that I forgot to say yesterday about diversification for the sake of diversification. No, I'm jumping around way too much here. We were talking about what is this? The gold? Yeah. In the article, a Cointelegraph article, I was talking about record gold outflow. It is not. People say it's going into Bitcoin. These people, it's not going into altcoins. That's what someone said. That's what I forgot to mention. No one goes gold, Bitcoin, alts this year. This year has seen a high net worth of inflows from US dollar or gold into Bitcoin. This is not retail. These guys aren't going into ripples. Ouch. So yeah, most of the people that are cashing out, the non-retail entities, the corporate entities, they're cashing out their gold into Bitcoin. There's no gold, Bitcoin, altcoins. So this person said it makes sense. Now, Zach Vol mentioned that, and I don't want to focus too much on this because I don't believe these numbers. Mizuho Securities recently had a survey of 380 US PayPal users, and they say that 65% are interested in buying Bitcoin at merchants. I believe that, but I think 380 users is a very small sample size for 350 million users of PayPal. And they said that, I think that they said like something like 20% of PayPal users have already bought Bitcoin. I do not believe that. Based on that 380 person survey, I think the sample size is too small. I think it's skewed. There's no, I don't think or the people, the way they were asked the questions was confusing maybe. Do you guys believe that 20% of all PayPal holders have now purchased Bitcoin? No, I don't think that at all. But if you go by the 380 person survey, yeah. So we got up to 19,918 earlier, and then there was a crash, and there probably are some speculators out there that as it gets closer to 20,000, they have sell orders. So it'll be, once we top that 20,000, I think it'll be, it might be really, really volatile until we get that 20,000, like getting close and then huge sell off or something like that. Hey, if you're a long-term thinker, it doesn't matter. If you're new to this, buy and hold 2024, you new dudes. You got to at least hold it 4 years from this freaking date. 210,000 block theory. Look it up in my disruptmeister.com archives. I see there are more questions. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, all these years that I've been saying just buy Bitcoin. Well, when we were at 19,918, my advice was 100% correct. There can be no one that can argue against what my advice was, to just buy and hold. When we were at 19,918, there was no one who could have heard what I said that would be underwater, because that was an all-time high. Well, and most exchanges. Okay, there's some ifs, ands, and buts in there. But also, if you got your crypto dividends, then yeah. Even if you paid $19,400 for it on December 17th, 2017, you would be ahead still in terms of fiat. I mean, the crypto dividends alone, the MWC and the B rhodium and the hex that all came out since the last all-time high, and well, there were other ones too that came out, but some of them were, but whatever. You're way ahead. So yeah, buy and hold. Don't complicate matters. Don't play around. Don't be a CUCK to the IRS. Just buy. Don't sell. Buy and hold. You are over water. No one is underwater when it's at 19,000. Earlier today, no one was underwater, at least. And probably if you followed all the crypto dividend stuff, you're still not under. Who the heck watches my show, bought Bitcoin on December 17th, 2017? I don't know. But I'm just throwing that out there. All those people telling you all these complex ways of doing things. No, right now, if you were just bought and hold, you'd be ahead. Now PayPal. Okay, we talked about PayPal, and that we talked about Coinbase starting the fire, and we talked about the no one buying Ripple, the institutions not buying Ripple, of course not. We talk about Ethereum 2.0. We talk about the Venezuelan army. Hey guys, we're getting at the end of the show. I'm going to talk about Litecoin in a second. Click on the squares at the end of the show. It shows all other videos of mine. Just stay on the channel, dude. Flappening.watch. Flappening.watch. That's the Litecoin flappening they're talking about. When Litecoin surpasses other alts in market cap. So it shows how close Litecoin is to surpassing Tether in market cap, how far ahead of surpassing BSV it is, how close it is to surpassing Ethereum. It's a funny site for all you Litecoin heads out there. I know some people love when I mention Litecoin. It's a funny site. It's a unique beast, inside information type of thing. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. I really hadn't. I thought it was funny. Looks like you were right about not seeing under 10K again, says Naval. Yeah, it's looking more and more like that, isn't it, Naval? Yeah, 5-digit realm, baby. Okay, we will conclude this by me saying I'm going to Phoenix tomorrow, 11:40 a.m. I'm flying out of BWI. I am not going to be back in the northeast of the United States, most likely until Passover of 2021, which is what, in March, I believe, the end of March. And who knows what could happen with that. Last year, I couldn't come back for Passover because of all the nonsense. But so East Coasters, have a cold time, have a fun time. I am going to the desert Southwest, Phoenix, at least until January 5th. Other people give me suggestions of warm places to go for January, February, and March. Warm places, most likely in the United States, that do not have insane rules from their governors, okay? So, yeah, it looks like I could end up in Florida, too. There's a high likelihood. And, yes, I've looked into Brazil, but I'm still not sold on Brazil. You can, as an American, you can go to Brazil. They do not require testing and all the nonsense and quarantine and this, that, and the other. All right, pound that like button. Vention, it is good to see you in chat. I hope you're feeling all right because I knew you were going through some intense treatments today. So I guess you're awake. I thought you might be asleep. We're all wishing you well, and it is awesome that you had some intense treatment today. I hope you had the intense treatment, and I hope you're feeling great. All right, pound that like button, everybody. I will see you late tomorrow. When I am in Phoenix, it will be late at night because it will be on mountain time. All right, see you guys. All right, Invention is doing great, everyone, he says. See you tomorrow. Pound it.